Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to today's video. Now girl, there is so much tea today, lots of it including Jeffree Star and his ex-boyfriend. I don't want to say boyfriend actually, because he wasn't ever really a boyfriend. So there's some drama with Jeffree and his person that he was diddling, shall we say, and also there's some James Charles drama. So let's get into the video. And yeah, I look a little bit like Lily Munster and Marilyn Manson had a baby or something today, because it's Halloween, you know, it's October, it's my favourite month of the year. I love this month. I can be as gothic and spooky as I want. So today I'm kicking it off with this simple kind of dark glam, and I'm going to be bringing more Halloween looks as the month goes on. So let's get into this drama today. So if you don't know, Jeffree Star was kind of seeing this guy, Andre Marhold, who said he was a basketball player from overseas. According to Jeffree, that's what we've been told. He was a basketball player from overseas. Jeffree was seeing him and they were just kind of hanging out, dating, hanging out every few weeks. But it turns out that this guy has apparently robbed some Louis Vuitton luggage and bags from Jeffree's house. Now, I don't know if it's the case that Jeffree lent this guy these bags while they were seeing each other and he just hasn't given them back yet. Or I don't know whether it's he saw them and took them from Jeffree's closet, because Jeffree's having his closet redone at the moment in the new house. So it could be that he just took them because they weren't under lock and key, or it could be that Jeffree lent them to him and he just hasn't given them back now that the relationship's gone a bit sour. Andre's been on social media over last night and this morning. Now, it turns out that one of these accounts was actually a fake. Now, I did think it was a fake because of the stuff that he was putting out. It was disgusting. I'm not going to repeat it. But the stuff that he was putting out was stuff regarding Jeffree's health and stuff like that. Really personal stuff that you just really wouldn't say about someone. And that account was fake. Later on today, the actual Andre Marhold was calling for people to report that account. So there you have that. So that's one account that was fake. The other one is genuine. On the genuine account, he was still saying things like, oh, Jeffree blocked me, all this other crap. So Jeffree has also come out on social media, on his IG, Snap, and said, hey, you know, I've been robbed. This has happened. Here's the clip.
I did not plan on coming on here today for a little chat. But bitch, we're gonna have a motherfucking chat, honey. So grab a Red Bull and let's dive in, because I just hopped on Twitter and there's a lot of Jeffree Star got robbed. Jeffree Star got this and that. Bitch, let me tell you what the fuck Jeffree Star did and didn't do. Listen, bitch, I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate, but sometimes when you meet people, surprise, they're not who they say they are. So y'all, real quickly, bitch, Jeffree Lynn got a little played. So I've been hanging out with someone, just two grown adults having sex and chilling, nothing serious, but I was presented a whole different person than who this man really was. So, and that's fine. Y'all know out there, I'm sure a lot of you out there have dated or dealt with or even hung out with some shady ass people, and yes, bitch, it happened to me. So about a week ago, Jeffree Lynn discovered a lot of things, and this person secretly no job, no money, not even a bank account, and we're talking this person's 30 years plus. So all these things that I were told were all false, and I was lied to, and I was like, okay, bye sweetie, it was really good meeting you, thanks, bye. And then all of a sudden there's some Louis Vuitton luggage missing. There's some backpacks missing, and there's a few sunglasses missing. So Jeffree Star got robbed. No, someone just stole a few things. Now, I know, Jeffree, you can just rebuy it. I'm not complaining about no value, no money. It's just a principle. I don't care if someone steals a nickel off your counter. It's wrong. And if you revel and enjoy anything, if you enjoy bad news for anyone, including me, you're sick. Because I logged on Twitter and y'all, some people are like, yes, someone got him, fuck him. I'm like, bitch, there's a special place in hell for you. But yeah, so some designer shit stolen from me, and it isn't about what it is, it's just about the principle. It's just sad. So instead of answering the phone, this person was just posting like they were still at my house, a car that they moved once in the parking lot. I'm like, this shit was so weird. So I just wanted my stuff back. It's all good. I'm sure I'm never gonna get it. I know I can go rebuy it tomorrow. It's just weird, and I'm not about being around weird energy. And if you're not doing anything with your life, I can't be around that. Bitch, I'm a boss ass bitch. I'm a Scorpio. I don't do that energy. Like, if you're not a go-getter and you don't have a fucking, like, a life, I just didn't want to be around it. It's just two adults that went their separate ways. But bitch, can I have my shit back?
So there you have the side of the story from Jeffree. Now, I really don't want to get into giving like this ex's or whoever he is side of the story, because with that one account being fake and him asking people to go and report that account, I don't really know how reliable any of his side of the story is. So I'm not going to get into all the things that he said, because as I said, some of it was really below the belt and disgusting. But the main point is Jeffree has had things taken from him, and he feels, you know, hurt, I guess, because this was someone that he let into his life, and someone that he was kind of, you know, getting to know, starting to trust, whatever, hanging out with, whatever you want to call it. And in the end, this person has done him a bit dirty. So I get it, you know, if you're Jeffree, if you put yourself in Jeffree's shoes and someone steals some of your personal belongings from your house, you're going to feel shit. You know, I wouldn't like it if someone did it to me, and I'm sure none of you guys would like it if someone did that to you. It's not a matter of whether you're like super rich or poor or whatever. You know, for me, I look at this the same way I look at what happened to Nikki Tutorials when her house was broken into the other week and her fiance were held at gunpoint. You know, anything bad like that that happens to someone, I don't take pleasure in that. That's evil if you take pleasure in that. You know, anything like that, I think that's really got to be quite heartbreaking and quite sad, you know. So I don't take pleasure in it. And also, it's a little bit scary because you don't know who you can trust, and you're always kind of watching your back. So I really do kind of feel for Jeffree on this one, you know. I hope that this guy, you know, finds it in himself to give Jeffree back all the items he stole. If not, then, well, he's trash, you know, men. One thing that actually struck me about this whole situation was we were told that Andre was, you know, an NBA basketball player from overseas. So if he was, in that case, he would have had his own salary and his own, you know, bank account and everything. But now, apparently, the guy doesn't even have his own bank account. I'm like, this is a little bit sus. I really don't know what to make of it, but it sounds like a bit of a weird thing, because also, some other tea, when I went and looked at his Instagram, it looks as though he's some kind of social media promoter. I'll show you the receipts here, because what I found, it looks like he's some event planner or social media, like, promotion thing, because he was advertising for people to promote on his Instagram stories. That was so weird. So did this guy just play Jeffree and tell him, oh, hey, yeah, I'm an NBA player from overseas? Did this guy queerbait him, you know, when they got in touch, maybe via DMs or something? Did he just lie to Jeffree then at the beginning of the relationship and say, like, oh, yeah, I'm an NBA player, I play overseas, blah, blah, blah? But the guy definitely does have a kid, so that part was true. But I think a lot of it wasn't. I think he's fed Jeffree a lot of, like, lies and a lot of bullshit. And that's sad for Jeffree, you know. At the end of the day, Jeffree Star's still a human being, and I do feel sorry for him on that one. Moving on to my next topic, James Charles. Now, James came out in a tweet 2 days ago, said he would be launching his own makeup line, or said, woo, the ideas I have for my own makeup line. Now, I don't know if this is just James trying to stir up a little bit of drama, trying to throw a bit of shade at people like Jeffree or Mitchell or anyone else who's got a makeup line coming out at the moment, because as we know, James Charles has been shading people like Alicia Keys, Lauren Conrad, all the celebrities who've been coming out with makeup lines recently. He's been throwing a bit of shade here and there at these women. So we know that James has been getting shady, and I think really and truly it's because he's jealous of people who do have their own makeup lines. But I did look into it a little bit, and a few weeks ago James put in a tweet about eyelashes, asking his audience basically what sort of eyelashes they preferred. Very quickly deleted that tweet, but I did catch it and I did put it in a previous video, but I'll stick it up here for you now so you can see what I'm talking about. And aside from that, James Charles has trademarked things. Now, just because he's trademarked things, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to launch these things. But when I looked it up on the Just Here website, you can see that he's trademarked James Charles Artistry. He's trademarked his name, James Charles, as an LLC. He's trademarked James Charles Fragrance as well. Bet that'll smell like farts. So, he's got perfume, cosmetics, and he's trademarked himself as a brand. So, it looks to me like James is definitely going to be starting his own brand. I really do think he's got jealous because, so far he's only had this busted old Morphe palette. So I think he's been jealous because of that. But I think he thinks he can rival somebody like Jeffree Star, who's had his own successful brand going for years now. I honestly don't think he can. To be brutally honest with you, I don't see James coming out with half the stuff that Jeffree's come out with. I don't see James, coming out with things that someone like me would be interested in. Like, he did that one rainbow palette with Morphe. He said, oh, this is the only palette you're ever going to need. So if that's the only palette that we're ever going to need, why is Mr. Charles thinking about launching his own makeup brand now? And because this is the only palette that we're ever going to need, oh, he thought it was so good, he released a mini version, didn't he? Like, who asked for that? Nobody asked for it. I certainly didn't. I will not be buying no James Charles cosmetics. We will not have no copied, ripped off hoodies. We will not have no busted James Charles cosmetics in here. I'm quite happy with my Jeffree Star stuff. He gives me the colours and the range that I want. So, I really have no need for another influencer brand like James Charles. You've got Mitchell launching a brand, and to be honest, I'm excited about that because of Mitchell's knowledge in the whole makeup world, So for me, I'd rather shop with someone like Mitchell than someone like James Charles. Just my personal opinion, no shade, but shade. Today, to get this kind of gothic glam, this look that I've got going on here, I have used a little bit of this, the P. Louise Butter Base in black. Is it Butter Black? I'm not sure. Yeah, but the black P. Louise base. And then I used the cremated palette. Let me see, just open her up. I used the shades Eulogy, this one down here. And I used the shades Angel of Death. And a tiny bit of this one here, which is hers as well. So just to give me that black glitter. There you go, you can see it sparkling on that one. All over the lid, that is what that is. The highlighter, I've used Jeffree again because, God, it is just so blinding and so pretty. And then lips are Weirdo lipstick, the black one. Weirdo lipstick and lip liner. Okay guys, that is all I've got for this video, so I'm going to say goodbye here on this one. Take care, stay safe, thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far, and I will see you on the next one. Mwah! Love you guys, bye.